For me, the first thing I do immediately I get sick or I have some symptoms of some disease is I go to Google, I put those symptoms there and get to know what I maybe I'm suffering from. And nowadays, I even use ChatGPT to tell me whether it's a serious problem or not. Because going to the hospital is a lot of hassle. And now, after I know my symptoms and I know what I'm suffering from, I self medicate, yeah, and treat myself at home.
So the first person I call when I feel catching a cold or I'm feeling sick is my mutura guy, who I instruct to make a soup, bone soup, and put a lot of pepper in it. That's usually my first person to go to.
So for me, if I'm feeling unwell, the first person I call is my mom. She has very good remedies that I can make at home, or she will instruct me on what to go buy at the pharmacy. For example, if I'm having a cold, she has this concoction we make using ginger, turmeric, garlic, and lemon. And it actually helps instead of like going to the hospital, being in a queue for a while. So yeah, that's what I do.
For me, when I'm feeling sick, the first person I call is my personal doctor, who is assigned to me and my family.
Isn't that expensive?
Well, you'll be surprised that I don't pay anything for having a personal doctor. So what I did, I signed up on a service known as Antara Health, and just by signing up, I got a personal doctor and a personal nurse. The Antara service is already included in my insurance benefits, so I don't pay even a single extra shilling. But for other insurers, you pay as low as 1,500 shillings for 3 months, and this is deducted from your cover, so it's not any different from what you'll pay for consultation, but here you are getting unlimited consultation with a personal doctor. And of course, I like that we have a personal relationship with both the doctor and the nurse. Even when I'm not feeling unwell, we chat on WhatsApp. They call me or I call them, and we discuss about my wellness habits. So, for example, my family has a history of certain diseases, so we talk about what I can do to avoid uh, those diseases later in my life. And with Antara, it's not just the general consultations. If I'm stressed, I get to talk to a specialist in mental health. If my child is sick, I get a pediatrician who give me professional advice. And it goes beyond the consultation. So if I need to run a test, Antara will organize the samples to be collected from my house or from my office here, and then they will share with me the results, which saves me a lot of time that I will then have to take an off day or suffer long queues in the hospital just to see a doctor for a few minutes. And now, the best part about the Antara service for me is the fact that my outpatient cover is running throughout the year because I have kids. So anytime we'll go to the hospital and they notice I'm paying with a card, I will end up having so many tests, so many consultations, and every time my cover will run out June, July, and then I will have to pay out of pocket for the rest of the year. Antara has saved me that stress because now I do not pay anything for the consultations. I get to see a doctor as many times as I want without paying anything. That has seen my outpatient cover now lasting throughout the year. I even have a balance in my cover for last year. If Antara feels like it's a service you would want to try out, we have written more about it through the link in bio.